Inside the mind of Brandon T. Adams.
Welcome back to Inside the Mind of Brandon T. Adams. This is a New Year's Eve special. It is December 31st. 2025 is also my birthday. I turned 36 today. And every year on my birthday, I record an episode just sharing my best advice going into the new year, tips, my experiences in life, my 36 years on earth, and really my way to bring value to you, whether you've listened to my podcast show, followed me on social media, or maybe you're new to this. And this is really how I look at things. I want to give you a little background. I'm going to just quickly, cliff notes. Here's what I'm going to go over in less than a 30-minute episode. Hopefully the only podcast episode you're going to need to listen to at the end of this year to really make 2026 your best year yet. I'm going to share what I've learned from losing everything to making millions to the mindset of things, health, wellness, business growth inside the mind of a CEO. I'm going to share around the two questions I ask myself every year that'll be very important for you, for your success going into 2026. I'm going to go over my train formula, which is really how I came up with this formula after I literally was bankrupt and made my way back to build a multi-million-dollar portfolio in 24 months. And I looked back at 5 core areas that helped me achieve that. I'm going to share that in this episode. I talk about branding tips because if you are in business, this is very important for you and going to the new year, branding tips. And by the way, this episode is ideal for you if you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, a CEO, you're looking to grow a business, or maybe you're on the Big Brand Ventures team, maybe you're a client of Big Brand Ventures, or maybe somebody that's been following me. This is primarily focused towards entrepreneurs looking to scale their business, looking to be the best they can be as a CEO, a founder, a business owner, but also can be helpful for anybody. Whether you're in business or not, you're an athlete, you're just looking to achieve big things in 2026, this is for you. I'm also going to share my top 10 book suggestions. I'm going to go over the core structure of how I look at when we scale companies, what I've learned over scaling multiple businesses to 7, 8, and also being part of businesses that went from $1 million to over $100 million in sales. I'm going to share the focus of BBV in 2026 and why this is a value to you, whether you're working with BBV or part of the team or don't know me at all. It gives you a perspective of a CEO building a company on what I believe the pathway to building $1 billion company, how I'm viewing things, and giving you a unique perspective on it. And hopefully this motivates you and really pushes you to become the best version of yourself going into the new year. Now, who am I? First off, who am I? If you've never heard of me before, my name is Brandon T. Adams. I'm originally from Iowa, small town of 700 people, Garnerville, Iowa. I grew up in the ice business. I sold packaged ice for a living. I was with my father in that business until I was 27, 28 years old. I'm 36 as of today. So I learned business at a young age. In my early 20s, I was as an inventor of a product called Arctic Stick. I took to market. I pitched on Shark Tank casting call, never made it to Shark Tank. Ended up partnering with a guy that ended up doing a deal on Shark Tank named Cactus Jack Behringer. Fast forward 10 years later, end up partnering with Kevin Harrington, the original shark of Shark Tank. So now I've been in business with Kevin Harrington for 10 years. I've learned a lot from him. But over the years, I've produced Emmy Award-winning TV shows. I've done my own TV shows from Ambitious Adventures to Success in Your City, which you can watch on Amazon Prime. I've been a part of businesses that didn't work, that did work. We built a business called Big Brand Ventures now, which is scaling a portfolio that now the portfolio combined does well over 100 million in sales. Where we have an investment, at least a 7-figure investment in the business. We are scaling this business, what I believe to be $1 billion company in the next 7 years. But we build and scale brands, primarily product-focused brands. And more, I guess, about me. Again, 36 years old. I believe in health and wellness and exercising. I don't drink alcohol. That's one thing I'll talk about. I quit 18 months ago. I am a co-CEO, advisor on many boards. I'm a husband of 7 years. I have no kids. I have a niece and nephew that are like my own. And I've been a part of many companies, from going public to ICOs to collaboratively raise over $100 million to launching products, all that. So there's the sexy, good stuff. Now, the things that have happened to me will give you a little more, give me more credibility in my belief is, okay, I did not everything I did right, but what I do wrong. I have faced bankruptcy. And when I was 29 years old, which wasn't that long ago, I'm 36 today again, I was $500,000 in the hole. I had to stop paying people. I was literally almost bankrupt. The bank took everything from me, had my car repossessed. I had my land taken from me. I couldn't pay rent. My wife was depressed. I was in a complete spiral, which was a mind fuck in many ways. But I ended up overcoming that, which I think was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. And so that was a journey for a while. I've started many companies that did not work, failed, whether didn't generate enough money, they went under. Maybe I've experienced potential lawsuits, you name all of it. Anything with growing a business, if you've built a business that is significant, you've seen whether hiring, firing, looking to get sued, things not going right, things going under, all the fun things that come with business. I've experienced it. In my personal life, I have experienced loss in different ways, from death to other family members, or even things where I had experienced. And I share this because when I was with my wife about 4 years ago, we witnessed a car accident and was with an individual who passed away in our hands, which was a defining moment for me. And I share this because it made me look differently at life and business and working, and how just like that, your life could be over. And so, okay, I experienced some obstacles, but again, that's part of the ride. And I say I'm a self-made entrepreneur, but nobody's really fully self-made. They had help along the way from mentors or people. But again, I wasn't born with money. At 29, I was almost bankrupt. By the time I was 32, I had a multi-million dollar portfolio, generated millions of dollars a year, and I've built wealth for myself, and I'm on the pathway to building a $1 billion company that I'm the co-CEO and co-founder of. So I've done well for myself. I'm very happy. Now I don't like talking about the money side of things, but I have achieved things. So I share this with you. If you've never heard of me before, there's some street cred here. Now, I'm going to go into two main questions that you should be asking yourself going into the new year. And this is for everybody here. The first question is, what are you going to take out of your life in 2026? What are you going to eliminate? What no longer serves you that maybe it did in 2025, but it's not going to in 2026? I'll give you a few examples. One could be maybe bad habits, maybe drinking alcohol, maybe doing drugs, maybe doing activities that aren't so good for you. Maybe people. Maybe there's people in your life that no longer serve you. They're negative. Maybe it is the things that you say to yourself. Maybe you're used to saying, oh, I'm not smart, or I couldn't do this, or I'm broke, or whatever those words you're telling yourself that go into your subconscious. So what are the things you're going to cut out of your life, eliminate from your life? And I think the core things are the things that influence your thoughts and your productivity. 18 months ago, I stopped drinking alcohol. And by the way, I'm not begrudging anybody drinking alcohol, because there's still times I would love to have a drink. And I wouldn't say I had a real problem, but I wanted to get that edge to get to another level. And 18 months ago, again, stopped drinking alcohol. It helped me. So all of 2025, I didn't drink alcohol. Now, for you, maybe that's your thing. Again, it could be something else. So that was one thing I cut out of my life, which skyrocketed my productivity. The other thing is being very conscious of my time. I cut out people that were taking time but not bringing the same value back. For you, who are people you need to cut out of your life or limit? Sometimes, sadly, it may be your own family members. Who is making you feel either positive or negative? The people that make you feel negative, cut them out of your life. So that was the first question. Be honest with yourself. Write it down. Who or what are you going to limit or eliminate from your life in 2026? The next question is, what are the things you're going to add in your life? Examples could be, you're going to add exercise. You're going to add good money habits. You're going to add people that are going to push you. That's one thing I have spent a lot of time in over the last couple of years, is hiring mentors, hiring advisors, hiring talented people. Big Brand Ventures, we went from 8 to 10 people 18 months ago to now 30 some people a part of our company full time and growing. And so I've learned to find very talented people to help grow the business, because if you want to do something big in life, you need to have a great group of people that you can trust, that are hardworking, believe in the culture, and want to grow with you. And so for me, the biggest thing I've added to my life and will continue to add are talented people. people that influence me to do great things, but also push me. That's why I have a meditation coach. This is why I have a personal trainer. This is why I have a longevity doctor. This is why I have other advisors, mentors. I have money people I go to. I call them money people. They're people that made a lot of money, a lot more than me, that make me think differently about money. This is why I have a CPA and bookkeeper to make sure my finances and everything is legit, financial advisors to ensure that the money that I do make, I keep, but also I can use that money to grow for years to come. And so I look at what I need to add in my life, who I need to add in my life. And for you, again, what do you need to add in your life? For my personal life, what I really believe has helped me become consistent and very productive is my habits with waking up early. I wake up at 4 a.m. Years ago, it was 6 a.m., went to 5:30, went to 5, 4:30, and now my number is 4 a.m. I like the 4 a.m. number. I usually go to bed by 9:30, 10 p.m. Now that changes when I travel, but I'm a 4 a.m. guy because for me, I can wake up early, I can get work done right away, I can think before Slack and emails and all the notifications come on. And then I exercise. I do some kind of exercise. This morning I did a gym here. I'm at a hotel, but exercise is a big part of my life because it helps me creatively. It's actually proven when you exercise, it taps into a certain part of your brain that creates creativity, that produces endorphins that make you happier, that makes you look at life differently. And so exercise in the morning is important to me. But also I look at my tasks every single day. What's one or two things I can do in that day to achieve success, or what can I delegate? And I put in the work. I mean, booking things on my calendar, being smart on how I think, how I spend my time, and ask myself, what is the one or two things I can do to make the biggest impact in the company, in my life, and other people's lives versus doing the tedious things. And don't get me wrong, you still got to do the tedious things, but be very conscious of how you are spending your time. And so, again, other things here, what will you add from money habits? What will you add from training, getting the right mentors, adding the right people, exercise? And again, those are the two questions. What are you going to take out of your life and eliminate in 2026? And what are you going to add to your life? Okay, I'm going to go into first. If you didn't want to listen to any more, you want to just listen to, let's say, 4 more minutes of this podcast show, here are 5 core things I look at that have been key to my life and success, which I think will help you. And even if you took one of them, it could be a massive success. The first one is relationships. You know, they say it's not what you know, it's who you know. Yes, it's who you know, but also it's who knows you. And I look at my career, the biggest success I had were because I got in the right circles, the right relationships. The biggest one is my co-founder, business partner, and I call my family. He's Kevin Harrington, original shark from Shark Tank, inventor of the infomercial. He's taken 20 companies now to over $100 million, multiple billion-dollar successes. And I share this because I, years ago, said I want to find somebody who's already achieved what I want to achieve, and I want to learn from them, get in business with them, and that's what I did. And now, 10 years later, co-founders with him. And so for you, who are those people you can get in business with? If you're younger, in your early 20s, who is that person you can get as a mentor? What company can you work with that can help you grow? And use that as a vehicle to achieve your goals. I say to our team at Big Brand Ventures, BBV is a company that is a vehicle to help you achieve your goals. And we all want to achieve our goals in this thing called life. And it just happens to be this company is one vehicle to make money, to grow, to help people. And all of us at Big Brand Ventures, we're part of the culture. We believe in the vision of helping other entrepreneurs. For you, what is that vehicle that's going to help you get there? Relationships are a key component to that. So that's number one. And also before, again, one more thing, get relationships in your life that will push you to become a better person. Who you marry defines a lot. They'll make you or break you. My wife has made everything for me in terms of influencing me, being my own mental advisor, and everything else. So again, 1, relationships. 2, this is again business oriented and could be outside of business too. Providing value. Providing value to others in business. You got to have a valuable offer, your products, your services. How can you add massive value to someone or something in this world where you get paid for it? If you're working for a company, how can you bring massive value to your team, make the company more money, which means you will make more money. More value you give, the more you get in return. If you want to get into business with anyone, add massive value to them. Donate to their charity, buy their books, help them achieve their goals, hire them. That's what I did early on. Okay, valuable, being a person of value. 3, Give more than you receive. It goes down to value. The more you give in this world, the more you receive. And don't expect anything in return. Just give. Give, make the world a better place, and reciprocity will do the rest. Number 4, brand awareness and marketing. If you're in business, we live in a world digitally that the people that know you, like you, trust you, will buy from you. Build your brand online, market yourself. I'm going to talk about this later around branding, but you need to build out a brand and really market yourself effectively. And then 5, which is really, I would say, the top priority, is health and wellness and clarity. Without this, you have nothing. Your health and wellness. When you focus on your health and wellness, the rest will do its job, but focus on your health, your wellness. It'll allow you to produce more results. Go to the gym, go for the walk, eat the right food, drink water. Yes, you can do the guilty pleasures, eat a pizza here and there and have some desserts. I do the same, but what you put into your mind, your body and your soul, and what you eat determines how you feel. So think about that going in the new year. All right, those are my 5 things. Now I'm going to go, some of this is repetitive. I have a train formula. I came up with a train formula when literally soon after I overcame my facing bankruptcy. And I looked back at my life, it was about a year through it, and I had experienced from debt collectors calling me daily, from feeling depressed and watching my wife to be depressed because we had no money, literally selling the TV off the wall, clothes that we had, everything that we had, furniture, to like literally scrounging change to go buy tuna from Walmart to eat, which I can't stand tuna now. And so I understood what it took to get through that and get myself back on my feet. So if you are right now watching this, if you're almost bankrupt or bankrupt, if you're financially hurting, you're going through hell, you lost somebody, my hope this will help you because it helped me achieve my own success while going through this. And it's the acronym TRAIN. T is take action, R is relationships, A is add value, I is investing, and N is never giving up. Taking action. You want to become happier? You want to get things done? Take action. Wake up, massive action. Action, forward moving motion is what gets results. And I've found the more action I take, the happier I am. So to be taking action all the time. R is relationships. I went back to this before. Again, it's who you're in business with. It's who you surround yourself with. It's the people that influence your thoughts, influence your mind, influence your productivity. So be in business with the right people, have the right relationships in life. A is adding value. Goes back to adding value. The more value you give to the world, the more you get back in return. Always be adding value. I is investing. And maybe you're not investing in the stock market or anything like that, but it's investing in your health, your wellness, your brain, reading books. Later, I'll talk about my top 10 books to read in the coming year, but always be investing in your future, in your mind, how you feel, mentors. And if you are investing beyond the stock market or Roth IRA or whatever that is you may be investing in, I would say, look at investing in your brand. This is one thing I've spent millions of dollars over the last 10 years into, and my personal brand has resulted in many opportunities, generating 20, 30, 50x that over the years from what I've done. Investing in your brand, your likeness, or people are more likely to work with you. And the last one of the TRAIN formula is never giving up. In life, you're going to experience ups and downs. But when you keep pushing forward, when you never give up, you're going to see your success. Napoleon Hill says, our greatest successes are just beyond our darkest times. Our brightest days are just beyond our darkest nights. I found in my career that when I most wanted to give up, when I felt shitty, when things were not going right, and I just pushed a little further, it was like I was being tested. Right beyond that dark time was some of my biggest wins in life. So remember that. When you think about that, it's easier. And one other thing to think about, life happens for you, not against you. And in the most fucked up ways in life, when things do not go right, and maybe you lose a loved one or whatever that may be, look at it as how can you use that to your advantage and growth and happiness. Don't look at it as, oh, this happened to me. If you lost all your money, what did you learn from it? What are the lessons you've learned from your obstacles in life and use them to propel you forward? So that's my TRAIN formula. Now, moving down, going into brand tips. I have a brand formula, which I've done literally could do a 2-day training on this, but this is just over high level, thinking through it. So the brand formula, acronym brand, B is for books, R is for recording video content, A is audio, podcasting, speaking, and is networking and hosting events, and D is delivering value. You see the trend here? I'm talking about value a lot. going through the brand formula. B for book. Launching your own book, publishing your own book. When you're an author, you're an authoritative figure, it allows you to make more money. I wrote a book called Keys of the Crowd 10 years ago, and it's very outdated now, but I used that book to get clients. One of my first big clients was John Lee Dumas of Entrepreneurs on Fire podcast. We launched the Freedom Journal. It was one of the largest book campaigns in history. We did about $500,000 in a month. We built 2 schools for Pencils of Promise, and we did another book campaign. But I really believe I got that client, 1, through podcasting. 2, I had a book called Keys to the Crowd. When you publish a book, it establishes you as an expert in your field. So writing a book is huge for you in helping you grow your business. R, recording video content. As I'm recording this podcast here, you may be listening to this. I'm also doing the video version for my YouTube channel where you can go and watch at Brandon T. Adams, and recording video content, sharing who you are, what you do, how you help people, sharing inside your journey, your story. All these things build like and trust with people and establish you as a credible figure, which allows you to get more business and make more money. The next one, A, for audio. First off, again, podcast show right here. I've been podcasting for over 10 years now, over 500 episodes between my podcast platforms. This podcast has been listened to inside the mind of Brandon T. Adams. We're on like 474 episodes. It started as the University of Young Entrepreneurs 10 years ago, but since then I've done multiple podcast spinoffs. And so podcasting was a way to find my voice, was a way to build connections, to interview people, and become an authoritative figure online through the power of audio. So podcasting. The next one through audio is speaking on stages. I've been speaking on stages now for a while, from speaking about my invention Arctic Stick, to speaking about crowdfunding, raising money, to speaking about business entrepreneurship, to speaking about building a brand, and now speaking as a CEO on growing and scaling businesses, or motivational speaking. And so speaking has allowed me to have the power of the stage to reach more people, to help more people, but also get the credibility to get paid more. Next one, N for networking and hosting events. I've hosted hundreds of events. We do our Shark Retreats now. I think we've done 40 or so Shark Retreats since we started them, where people come and pitch us. They learn how to grow their business. We've done Rise and Record, Big Brand Pitches Live, Young Entrepreneur Convention, Live to Grind. Now that I talk about this out loud, I've created a lot of event brands. But events is a great way to build connections, get clients, build your brand, do deals behind the scenes, get content for online, but networking, hosting events. And then the last one, D, as always, delivering value. Delivering massive value to clients. And one little hack, if you're starting out in your career or anytime in your career, if you can deliver massive value to a select few group of influential people, celebrities, that will allow you down the road to charge more money for what you do, get more clients. For me, early on in my career, some of my successes happened by doing great deals for John Lee Dumas Entrepreneurs on Fire, working with the Napoleon Hill Foundation for the Think and Grow Rich film that we produced, to working with Kevin Harrington, Real Shark from Shark Tank, to working with other celebrities that you may have not heard of but are unique in their niche. And that allowed me to be able to work with whoever I wanted and charge what I wanted. So that's my brand tips. Again, B, writing a book, books and blogs. R, recording video content. A, audio, podcast and speaking, and networking, hosting events, and D, delivering value. Again, I tried, I'm going to try to get this in 30 minutes. I know we're out of time. Books, top 10 books. This is from my perspective, from a mindset, making money, sales, negotiation, communication, and success, and why I suggest them. The number one book of all time, it's my first copy I ever got, was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Changed my mindset. This book was written many years ago. I believe it was 1937. You might have said on this book, but this book was from Napoleon Hill, who interviewed some of the most successful people of our time, from Napoleon Hill, Rockefeller, to Thomas Edison, you name it. He put the success principles in a book. You want to achieve anything in your life, read Think and Grow Rich. Next one, which is by Napoleon Hill. Also, Sharon Lecter is the one who brought this book out. This book sat in a closet for like 70 years. It's called Outwitting the Devil. It talks about just the devil inside your head. Whether you believe in the devil or not, it's the negative thoughts inside your head. And this one's good for people who are starting to really see success and how the things that may come at you as you're growing, which could be people, alcohol, narcotics, or the negative things that people do as they grow and they start to make money. And so Outwitting the Devil. 3, Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss, great book on negotiation. you need to be able to negotiate in life. 4, The Ultimate Sales Machine by Chet Holmes. Great book around sales. Shout out to Amanda Holmes, who's a friend of mine, whose father created this book, and she really helped create the next generation of the legacy of this book. 5, The One Thing by Gary Keller. Talks about focusing on one thing. Great book. 6, The Richest Man in Babylon. A great book around money written by George S. Clason. Sorry, George, if I said your name wrong, but you have a great book. 7, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki and Sharon Lechter. Great book around money. Money is not everything's about money, but when you use money as a tool to help more people and have freedom, it changes your life. Because trust me, I know, being broke doesn't do justice. It may be temporary, but it doesn't do you just stay broke. So money can be power for you to help more people. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad. 8, one that I'm reading now that I've listened to about 8 years ago, Venture Deals, Brad Feld and Jason Mendelsohn. That is all around structuring deals, looking at raising money, cap table, all that. Another great one, 9, Angel by Jason Calacanis, how he turned 100K into 100 million. This is one I've listened to, read 3 or 4 times. Jason was one of my events. He was at Young Entrepreneur Convention years ago. Very smart individual, angel investor. If you're looking to invest, great book. And then 10, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Really challenged you to think differently, get your ass out of bed, and do the hard things to have a happy and more successful life. Okay, core structures of how we scale companies. This next one is how we look at Big Brand Ventures, how we scale businesses, and really, and this kind of just going through what came to me in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna think about what scales businesses. For what we do, this is what it is. 1 is customer acquisition. Being able to acquire more customers, primarily we do through paid advertising, 2, get the customers in the door. And then number 2 is increasing the lifetime value of a customer. Once you get a customer in, how do you get them to keep coming back? 3, unique marketing positioning and pricing. Having the right price, having the right offer, and getting people to buy. How are you positioning what you offer in the right way where people buy it? 4, raising capital for growth. We have dozens of portfolio companies, and most of them are raising money because using that capital, they can raise money to excel their growth, to exponentially grow it. And so I'm looking at that in the new year. How can we raise more capital for our portfolio companies to use that money to generate more revenue and more value in the company? 5, strategic partners. Having the right strategic partners, the right team members, influencers for growth, more revenue, more growth. Partners are vital to your success. Not doing it alone, but having alliances and strategic partners for growth. 6, building and leveraging a brand, your own personal brand, a business brand, other brands. Over the years, from Kevin Harrington to Real Shark of Shark Tank, my business partner, we've leveraged that brand. We leveraged my brand over the years, leveraging known brands to get more business and open up more doors. 7 is incentivizing people to bring you deal flow. Referral partners. We always say it. Hey, if you bring us deals, we'll make sure you get a cut of it. Over the years, we've done that very well. That's how I came in to ever work with Kevin Harrington. I was a deal partner. I brought deals. Eventually that accelerated, and then we created a business together called Big Brand Ventures. And so deal partners are huge for your success. Incentivize other people to want to bring you deals and promote you and talk highly of you. And then 8, influencers. Getting influencers key for growth. Couple examples here. My business partner was a part of Celsius energy drink, and he was the guy who brought Flo Rida in, and they structured a deal with him, which helped accelerate that business. That was an influencer. For a company that I was involved with, Peeps, the eyeglass cleaner that came from one of our shark retreats. This is a guy that invented a product that went from literally less than $1 million in lifetime sales to, I think, close to $200 million in lifetime sales. We were a part of that deal, and one thing we did big, which was huge for them, is we got the direct introduction to Grommet and then Giddy Up, which helped accelerate the success of that product. They had millions of followers, email lists, etc. through Giddy Up and Grommet, which tapped Peeps into that. We changed the value structure, the offer, took it from a $18, $20 average order value to a $55 average order value for that product, and scaled an eyeglass cleaner to hundreds of millions of dollars. So that's, again, getting the right influencer or growth partner in place. So that's my core thought on how to structure and scale business. Couple things. Sorry, I'm going a little past. It's going to be a little longer than 30 minutes. I'm trying to get all done here, but you guys, hopefully you're still here and listening. If so, by the way, just one little plug. If feel free. It's my birthday today. My one ask for you is go out, go to Spotify, any platform, give me a review, share your thoughts on this, and also share this episode with a friend that needs to hear this, or tag me by posting this and tagging me at Brandon T. Adams. Okay, back to this show. Here's 6 initiatives. There's going to be more than this, but I'm looking at next year for Big Brand Ventures, which is really looking to the next scale of the business, and this is more on the branding front. We're launching the Big Brand Show, where Kevin and I are the hosts, where we interview brands that have really scaled their business. This is something that'll be a podcast. We'll also be releasing on different platforms and getting airtime to be on TV. That's something next year we're doing. The Big Brand Magazine, we're looking at launching our own magazine where we can feature stories of people in our portfolio company to telling stories of entrepreneurs to build out the brand. The BBV podcast, something we already have. We have people from our team that are going to interview other entrepreneurs, which will help them build out their brand as well. Our Big Brand Ventures live event, which is happening here. It's going to happen in November again. We'll have more details on that, but that is a Big Brand Ventures live, which we just had here last year in Nashville. A big success. We had around 250 entrepreneurs this year. We'll probably have 500 entrepreneurs. We're going to double that. And then looking at the BBV newsletter, we're looking to be doing a newsletter. We have a very big email list that we're going to be sending regular updates to. And then social media, doing more and more of social media, posting to our brands, to Kevin Harrington brand, Brandon T. Adams brand, the Big Brand Ventures brand, and also people part of our team, but growing out the brands of our companies, our portfolios. So that's just some initiatives we have with Big Brand Ventures. Again, this is giving you a perspective of how I look at things as business. Okay, here's 7 last features. I'm going to get this wrapped in 5 minutes here. And these are really focuses I look at for Big Brand Ventures, the company that I am a co-founder of. And this is looking at how I view things and how we're going to scale our companies, our portfolios on the pathway to us, what I believe to build $1 billion brand within 7 years. And so for you, think about for yourself how you can do this. This is my perspective, how I see it as a CEO looking at growing this business. Number 1, customer acquisition. Cash flow is king. It's oxygen. You need cash flow for your businesses to cover your team, your overhead, your growth, your investing. And so for us, looking in the new year, spending more money in paid advertising, events, referrals, bringing value, and just bringing in more of the right customers and partners that we can scale with and grow and help them achieve their massive success. Second thing, team building. I'm really focused right now on building the team and the culture of Big Brand Ventures. And I call talent hunting, looking for talent to join our team. And whether we're hiring for that position or not, we may create a position because I want to work with the best of the best entrepreneurs. If you are watching and listening to this right now, if you have interest in working at Big Brand Ventures, it's a great opportunity, great company to work for, I believe. All coming from the guy that's a co-founder of it. But that said, feel free to reach out to me, Brandon at bigbrandventures.com. I had to think for a second. I have like 10 emails, but Brandon at bigbrandventures.com. Send me an email if you're interested in applying to work with our company. So I'm focused on finding the right talent, people that will help grow the vision, the culture. Also going to be doing retreats this year and different activities that will incentivize the team as we grow. 3, strategic relationships. Focusing more on strategic relationships. We have other partners that have connections directly to retail, partners directly for growing, for wealth, for raising money. I'm looking at getting strategic partners that I can grow with over the next 10 years. I'm having conversations with our clients, our BBV partners at Big Brand Ventures, to work with them over the next 10 years and beyond. So how can you look at the people you do business with, you exchange money with, how can you turn them into a strategic, lifelong partner, not just a quick buck, but long-term value? Next one is raising capital. We have many companies in our portfolio that are raising capital. I'm looking, even focusing more on raising capital for those portfolio companies and building a very consistent system to raise money for the companies for massive growth. 5, by the way, going back to raising capital, if you have a proven concept and system, money is what puts fuel on things. People pitch me all the time, say, hey, if I had money, I would achieve this. You first need to achieve results and traction, and then you can use money to put fuel in that fire and grow it. So raising capital can be instrumental for you for massive scale in your business. 5, AI, duplication, automation, and creating systems to make money outside of manual labor. AI, I'm looking right now of creating our own AI for Big Brand Ventures where we put our own truth, our own beliefs, and our own thoughts into this AI system through imputation, through the AI system that then it learns everything of how we look at things, our culture, how we view business, sales, all of that. And then anybody on our team can ask that AI bot any questions. So then they literally can ask, instead of asking me or another CEO or leader, they can literally ask the AI bot, the BBV AI bot, what is the answer to this? How do we view this, etc.? And so looking to leverage AI for growth and duplication and automation. Next one, 6, acquisitions. Looking to acquire brands. We recently acquired the brand Optum Duo, which is a toothbrush and flosser. It's a product brand. We're looking to launch our own brands, product brands that we own 100% or a large share of. Other brands that we have a significant ownership in is Happy Toilet cleaner, Drink Blocks, great children's drink, to Dirty Girl, which is a vodka and mixer brand, to Aqua Beata, which is a canned water. We have many products that we have ownership in that we're just focusing more and more on how can we grow them and scale those products to always the goal, how can we build $1 billion company with them? And then last one, market trends. Looking at different market trends and taking advantage of them. Things happen so quickly and we have a big team. So if we can jump on a market trend or something that's happening and capitalize on that financially, it can allow us to make a lot of money in a short period of time, which allows us to deploy capital in other ways to scale other companies in our own company. So that's something to look at. How can we take advantage of market trends, sell products that are selling like crazy, but launch our own version of the product, AI automations, maybe even looking at investments in other currencies and other ways to grow wealth. And the last part I'm going to share here, by the way, if you're still here, thank you for listening. Feel free to share this podcast episode out with somebody that really needs to hear this. Tag me on social media at Brandon T. Adams. And, if you tag me and post on social media, I'm going to probably reach out to you with a special gift from me. So there's a little motivation for you. Also, check out on Spotify, iTunes, or any platform you're listening to this or watching this. Thumbs up, comment, let me know what you liked, and feel free to give us a review for the Inside the Mind of Brandon T. Adams. As always, this is me sharing inside my mind, how I think, how I look at things. But my hope is this whole episode is something that you can use for success in 2026 going in the new year. But my last kind of thoughts here on this is life is a journey. Success, winning that milestone over my career from making a lot of money or the Emmy Awards or achieving that goal, that is like 1% of the ride. 99% of the ride in life, in business, everything is a journey. Is going through the motions, doing the different things. Enjoy the ride. Because if you don't enjoy the ride, you're going to get to that 1% of the victory and you're going to be like, that's it. And you're going to be very unhappy. Trust me, I know from experience. So enjoy the ride. The last thing I'll tell you is this. Life happens for you and not against you. When things go not in your way or something didn't go right or whatever that is, say, this is happening for me. How can I learn from this and how can I use it to get better? That's what I have. Happy New Year to you all. I appreciate you. And as always, go out there, create something great, and become unforgettable because life is too short not to. I'm Brandon T. Adams. Have a great day, everyone. Happy New Year.